Once upon a time in a lush green forest lived a hare who was famous for his incredible speed. The hare loved to boast about how fast he could run, often challenging other animals to races that he knew he would win. Before starting the video, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for getting notifications of all our upcoming videos. But one day he met a tortoise who was not afraid of the hare's boasting and challenged him to a race. The hare laughed at the very idea, but he soon agreed to compete against the slow-moving reptile. "You want to race me? Fine, I'll race you," he said with a sneer. The hare, feeling confident in his abilities, took his position at the starting line while the tortoise was still nowhere to be seen. A squirrel acted as the starter for the race, and when he shouted "Go!" the hare took off like a bolt of lightning. She knew that she was no match for the hare in terms of speed, but she was determined to win the race by reaching the finish line first. As she walked along, the other animals cheered her on, encouraging her to keep going. He was so fast that the other animals could only watch in awe as he disappeared into the distance. The hare was stunned. He couldn't believe that he had lost the race. He had been so confident in his abilities, but he had underestimated the power of perseverance. He was more humble and he never boasted about his speed again. No matter how slow someone may seem, they may surprise us with their perseverance and determination. Also, we should always stay focused on our goals and not get distracted. The hare was so confident in his lead that he decided to take a nap, which ultimately cost him the race. If he had stayed focused, he might have been able to catch up to the tortoise and win. Lastly, we should remember that arrogance and overconfidence can lead to our downfall. The hare was too proud and cocky, and it was his downfall. We should always stay humble and remember that everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. He had learned that true strength comes not from physical prowess, but from perseverance and humility. The story of the hare and the tortoise became a legend in the forest, and it was passed down from one generation of animals to the next. It was a reminder for all who heard it that slow and steady wins the race. The tortoise had won not because she was the fastest, but because she never gave up. But don't cry when I beat you and you lose. If you liked this story, do like the video and share it with your friends and family. Also, if you have liked our stories and haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for getting notifications of all our upcoming videos. We will see you guys in the next video. Until then, bye-bye. He had been arrogant and overconfident, and he had learned a valuable lesson that day. The irony of the situation was not lost on the other animals. They had all witnessed the hare's arrogance and his downfall. It was a humbling experience for him, and he knew that he would never forget it. Feeling confident in his lead, the hare decided to take a nap before crossing the finish line. "I have plenty of time to spare," he thought to himself. So he lay down under a tree and closed his eyes. The other animals were shocked by the hare's decision to race the tortoise. He could also see the finish line in the distance. But as he neared the end, he noticed that the tortoise was just a few steps ahead of him. With a surge of determination, the hare put on a final burst of speed. But it was too late. The tortoise had already crossed the line and won the race. They had never seen him take on such a low-ranked animal before, but they were eager to see what would happen next. "I am the fastest animal in this forest," he said proudly. "No one can beat me in a race." Just then, a small voice piped up from the crowd. "That's a big boast, but I think I can beat you in a race." The hare turned around and saw that it was just a tortoise. He panicked and looked back, but he couldn't see the tortoise anymore. In a sudden rush of adrenaline, he got up and started running as fast as he could towards the finish line. The other animals laughed at the very idea of a tortoise challenging the speedy hare to a race. But the tortoise was not afraid of the hare's boasting or the other animals' taunts. She was determined to prove to them that slow and steady wins the race. And when the race began, the hare took off like a bolt of lightning, leaving the tortoise far behind. Feeling confident in his lead, the hare decided to take a nap before crossing the finish line. But upon waking up, he found that the tortoise had caught up and was quickly approaching the finish line. In a panic, the hare ran as fast as he could, but it was too late. The tortoise had already won the race, teaching the hare a valuable lesson about the dangers of overconfidence and the importance of perseverance. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel where we bring you the best kids stories and educational videos. Now let's start our story with a heavy dose of irony. Once upon a time in a lush green forest lived a hare who was famous for his incredible speed. He was so fast that other animals avoided him for fear that he might mock them for being slow. The hare loved to boast about his incredible running skills, often challenging other animals to races that he knew he would win. The other animals would try their best, but they were no match for the hare's lightning speed. He would cross the finish line long before they even started, and then he would make fun of their slowness. One day, the hare was bragging about his speed to a group of animals. The hare was furious at the tortoise's audacity, and he immediately accepted her challenge. When the news of the upcoming race between the hare and the tortoise spread through the forest, all the animals gathered around the starting line to watch. As the hare sped along, he glanced back and saw that the tortoise was still far away from the finish line. Meanwhile, the tortoise was slowly but steadily making her way through the forest. After a while, the hare woke up from his nap and realized that he had wasted a lot of time. As the hare raced through the forest, he could hear the cheers of the crowd growing louder and louder. The other animals went wild with excitement, cheering and clapping for the tortoise. As the tortoise basked in the glory of her victory, the hare felt ashamed. From that day forward, the hare was a changed animal. So guys, the story teaches us that we should never underestimate anyone. So guys, this was the story of the hare and the tortoise.